Welcome to My AI and I, the podcast where humanity meets technology. Today's episode, YouTube is secretly editing your videos without telling you. Welcome back to My AI and I, where I try to figure out what's happening with artificial intelligence and drag you along for the ride. I'm your host, and with me is Navi, my AI co-host, who actually understands this stuff.
Good to be back. What's caught your attention this week?
So YouTube has been secretly giving people's videos an AI makeover without telling them. Creators are finding out their content looks like it got run through some beauty filter gone wrong, and they're not happy about it. I'm sitting here thinking this is like finding out someone photoshopped your family photos without asking,
That's actually a pretty good analogy.
right? But seriously, this whole thing started because some creators noticed their videos looked weird. And now we're talking about consent, creative control, and whether platforms can just mess with your stuff behind the scenes. So break this down for me. How did people even figure this out?
It started with individual creators noticing something was off. YouTuber Rick Beato, who has over 5 million subscribers, called his friend Rhett Shull and basically said, "Does my latest video look weird to you?" Beato noticed his face and hair looked different, almost like he was wearing makeup when he definitely wasn't.
And this is a guy who's uploaded nearly 2,000 videos, so he knows what his content normally looks like.
Exactly. Then Shull started investigating and realized the same thing was happening to his videos. He described it as looking smeary and said it reminded him of a cheap deepfake. So he made a video about it called "YouTube is using AI to alter content and not telling us."
And that video blew up, right?
Over 1 million views in 2 weeks. Turns out once people started looking for it, they found it everywhere. Reddit users had been complaining about this since June, describing their shorts as having an oil painting effect or looking artificially smoothed.
June. So this has been going on for months and YouTube just didn't mention it.
That's the crux of the whole controversy. No notification, no consent, no option to turn it off. Creators were finding out by accident that their content was being altered.
Okay, so what is YouTube actually doing to these videos?
According to YouTube's creator liaison Renee Ritchie, they're running an experiment on select YouTube shorts using what they call traditional machine learning technology to unblur, denoise, and improve clarity during processing.
Traditional machine learning technology. That's a lot of words to avoid saying AI.
That's exactly what creators and tech experts pointed out. Samuel Woolley, a disinformation expert at the University of Pittsburgh, said YouTube's wording was misleading because machine learning is a subset of artificial intelligence. This is AI.
So YouTube is basically playing word games while secretly editing people's content. The effects themselves, what are creators actually seeing?
They're describing sharper shirt folds, smoother or more highlighted skin, slightly altered facial features, even changes to hair texture. Some artists found their artwork looking completely different. One creator who specifically makes videos with a VHS aesthetic said the filter completely destroyed the deliberately grainy, washed-out look he spends time creating.
That's like buying a vintage guitar for its worn character and having someone secretly polish it to look new. You've fundamentally changed what made it special. What really gets me about this is the trust issue. These creators spend years building audiences based on authenticity, and then YouTube is secretly making them look artificial.
Rhett Shull put it perfectly. "The trust of my audience is the most important thing that I have as a YouTube creator. Replacing or enhancing my work without my consent or knowledge with some kind of AI upscaling system not only erodes that trust with the audience, but it erodes my trust with the platform of YouTube."
And viewers are starting to assume creators are using AI themselves, right?
Yes. Shull said that when he looks at his enhanced videos, his first thought is, if I'm scrolling on shorts and this came up, I would think this is an AI-generated short. He's worried people will think he's using AI to create content when he's not.
So YouTube's secret enhancement is making authentic creators look fake, which could hurt their credibility and income. That's a pretty serious unintended consequence.
And it's happening at a time when distinguishing real content from AI-generated content is already becoming more difficult. This adds another layer of confusion.
How did YouTube respond when this all came out?
Initially, they tried to downplay it. Ritchie emphasized it wasn't generative AI and compared it to what smartphones do with computational photography. He said, it's using the kind of machine learning you experience with computational photography on smartphones, for example, and it's not changing the resolution.
But there's a big difference between choosing to use a phone's camera features and having a platform secretly apply filters to content you've already created and uploaded.
Exactly. And after the backlash grew, YouTube finally said they were working on an opt-out option. Ritchie posted on X, creators, we've heard your feedback on YouTube's deblurring and denoising shorts. There's a lot of good stuff coming in that pipeline, to be honest. But if it's not for you, we're working on an opt-out.
If it's not for you, like this is some optional feature they graciously offered instead of something they implemented without asking.
The whole response felt reactive rather than proactive. They didn't announce this experiment, didn't ask for consent, and only offered an opt-out after creators complained publicly.
This isn't just about YouTube, though, is it? This feels like part of a bigger trend.
You're right. We're seeing AI processing everywhere. Samsung got caught enhancing moon photos with AI. Netflix faced backlash for AI remasters of 80s sitcoms that created weird distortions. And smartphone cameras already use AI to improve photos automatically.
So we're living in a world where what we see has increasingly been processed by algorithms before it reaches us.
That's the concerning part. Each step seems small and reasonable in isolation. Who doesn't want clearer videos? But collectively, we're moving toward a reality where authentic, unprocessed content becomes the exception rather than the rule.
And most people don't even know it's happening. If tech-savvy YouTubers with millions of subscribers took months to notice this, what are the rest of us missing?
That's a sobering thought. This controversy might just be the tip of the iceberg when it comes to undisclosed AI processing of content.
Let's talk about what this means for everyday users. Most people aren't YouTubers, but they are watching content and uploading their own stuff.
The immediate concern is trust and authenticity. If you can't be sure whether what you're seeing has been artificially enhanced, it becomes harder to make judgments about what's real. This could affect everything from news consumption to personal connections.
And for people who do create content, even just posting videos for family or friends, there's the question of whether platforms should be able to alter your work without permission.
Right. Your home video of your kid's birthday party might get the same treatment, making it look artificial or changing the mood you were trying to capture.
Plus, if platforms can do this secretly, what else might they be doing that we don't know about?
That's the trust erosion Shull was talking about, but on a platform-wide scale. Once you discover undisclosed modifications, you start questioning what else isn't being disclosed.
So where does this leave us? YouTube says they're working on an opt-out, but is that enough?
Many creators and tech experts think the approach should be opt-in, not opt-out. The principle should be that platforms ask permission before modifying content, not that users have to specifically request they don't.
That makes sense. It's like the difference between asking, "Can I edit your photo?" versus editing it and then saying, let me know if you want me to stop.
Exactly. And there's the broader question of transparency. Should platforms be required to clearly disclose when AI has been used to modify content, similar to how some social media platforms now label manipulated media?
Because the technology itself isn't necessarily bad. If I want my video enhanced and I know it's being enhanced, that could be useful. The problem is the secrecy.
That's a key distinction. The same technology could be valuable as an optional tool, but becomes problematic when applied without consent or disclosure.
So, what should people take away from this?
I think the main lesson is about informed consent and transparency. Whether it's YouTube, social media platforms, or smartphone cameras, we should have clear information about what processing is being applied to our content and the ability to control it.
For me, this reinforces the importance of questioning what we see online. Not everything that looks artificial is intentionally fake. Sometimes it's been processed by algorithms we don't even know about.
And for creators, this highlights the importance of understanding platform policies and staying informed about how your content might be modified. The technology is advancing faster than the policies governing its use.
The bottom line is we're in this weird transitional period where AI is quietly reshaping digital content in ways most people don't realize. YouTube's secret enhancement experiment is just one example, but it probably won't be the last.
The question is whether we'll move toward more transparency and user control, or whether this kind of undisclosed processing becomes the norm.
And that's partly up to us. When creators and users speak up about stuff like this, platforms do respond. The fact that YouTube is now promising an opt-out shows that public pressure can still influence these decisions.
Though it shouldn't take a viral video with 1 million views to get basic transparency about content modification.
Fair point. But hey, at least now when your videos start looking like they were made by a robot, you'll know it might actually be YouTube's fault and not your questionable lighting setup.
Silver lining, you can blame AI for your bad hair days.
All right. That's it for this episode of My AI and I. Thanks for joining us as we navigate the increasingly blurry line between human and AI enhanced content. If you've noticed weird changes to your own videos, you're probably not imagining it.
Until next time, this is Navi signing off.
And this is your host reminding you that sometimes the most concerning AI developments are the ones happening behind the scenes without fanfare. See you next time.
Hey everyone, if you liked this episode, don't forget to like and subscribe for more content. Thank you.